and welcome to my channel. I'm the Angry Simmer, and today we're going to be building an English cottage. I told you guys in the last video that I was going to apologize ahead of time because I realized that I've probably released 7 of these since I started putting videos up in October of 17. Gotta know what year it is. I do want to apologize for something else today. I'm probably going to be a little bit out of it through this whole video. I'm going to do my best, but it's a bad day. And the only reason I'm doing the video right now is because I needed to get it done. Some of you may or may not know or have heard, but I'm from a small town in Kentucky called Calvert. I went to Marsh County High School in Benton, Kentucky. Where there was a shooting today. So when you're seeing this, it's Thursday or Friday. I don't know which day this video is for, but it's Tuesday here today. And I found out this morning, shortly after the shooting, that it happened. And luckily, all the people that I know that go there or teach there are perfectly fine. But it's just jarring. It was 20 years and 2 weeks since Heath High School had a shooting, which is about 30 miles away from my alma mater. So we just had 2 weeks ago this time of remembrance for that, and this happens. And one of my good friends, her brother was in the commons room where everything happened. He got away safely, but a friend of his was grazed, and it's senseless violence. 2 children are dead as of right now, one on the scene and one died later at the hospital. Look, if you suspect something like that, go to your school board, go to your teachers. You know, if somebody's upset and you can do something about it before something like this happens. I encourage being a better person to keep stuff like this from happening. So yeah, that's all I have to say about it, is be kind to people, because we don't know yet why or what happened. Of course, the rumor mill is spreading from where, back home, as I've checked in on people to make sure they were okay, their siblings were okay, their cousins, aunts, uncles, kids. A lot of people think it was a bullying issue, and a friend of mine had said, that's not any excuse for taking a life, and it's not. But at the same rate, bullying is really hard, and kids get bullied. That's a fact of life. But it shouldn't be, and we should be trying to make a better world for these kids and let there be better options. I never remembered ever being bullied at my high school or seeing anybody being bullied. It seemed like this kind of utopian place, really. And I was kind of talking to my dad about it today. He was shocked, and he was happy that it wasn't while I was at the school, but he's still heartbroken for the families that are what they're going through and everything. And it's one of those things where you've always thought of this place as safe, and this is the kind of place that something like that just never happens. It's a small town, small community. Everybody knows each other. So you think stuff like this gets taken care of, before an issue would arise. And sometimes we're blind to it. So hug your kids, hug your nieces and nephews. Today's actually my niece's 5th birthday, and I've really wanted to FaceTime her and, say hi to the sweetest little baby girl in the whole world. And I just don't want to be upset on her birthday. And so once my husband gets home, he'll probably cheer me up a lot more, and then we'll FaceTime her then. But yeah, it's just a bad day. So sorry about rambling on about this, but I just kind of felt like I needed to talk about it. And thank you guys for listening. Hug your family, and hopefully keep my community in your thoughts. I don't live there anymore, which is one of the harder parts actually for me, because I just want to be back home with these people, taking care of them and helping them. I've got friends that work in hospitals down there that I've gotten into contact with, and something like this is really difficult for them in surgery or as a ER nurse or, as an ambulance driver to have to come home after this, and maybe their kids don't go to that school, but now they have to have that conversation. I was having that talk with a friend of mine that's a EMT driver. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna move back on to this house because this house is awesome. And whenever I was doing the editing for this video just a few minutes ago and taking out parts and trying to shorten it up a little bit, I was looking at the reference pictures because I flicker back and forth in what I have to edit out to see what the idea was that I had, to look at the inspiration again. And yeah, it just, the house that I saw on Pinterest that this was inspired by was just awesome and just incredibly beautiful, and had all this beautiful foliage. And I did make it a little bit smaller just because the lot I'm on or working on at this point can't really support like the side garage that it had, and then it had this whole wall that went over into the fence and all this beautiful like lining of garden there at the front. And it's so funny because you'll see something like that and there's a piece of it that makes you fall in love with the particular house, then makes you want to build it, and then it won't end up in the build. Like, it's so crazy to me because I really love that wall that connected to the house and had this pathway with flowers and tall grasses and things like that on it the whole way down. But I decided that I wasn't going to torture Tony with any more tall grass for a little while, so his gardening senses didn't have to tingle and be like, mow your grass. Oh, funny story right here on this patio though, now that I remember it. And I did put in a picture on the screenshots of it. I put in this cute little fire pit in The Sims that I put in here to live in here. Yeah, they caught fire, and because those seats are a little close, they couldn't get in to extinguish the fire for like the longest time. Like, the Sim almost died. I had to get him off the property and extinguished, and then they would like fall back and forth, and I couldn't get it extinguished until it was inside the house, and they could get around to that spot, and the more they extinguished inside, it would kill off the fire outside. So thank you, Sims game. I really appreciate that. I had this plan of having these two people be roommates and friends, and then eventually fall in love and have kids. No, couldn't let me have that, could ya, Sims game? I think it's karma from me talking so much crap about the Max's team. I think my game is just like, oh, you're actually gonna finally, start using the game and playing the game, not just building and talking smack. All right, here's your Sims death. Anyways, I love those white windows that I had put up on the sunroom. I really enjoy those, but I remembered that I got the smaller windows, like the override, downloaded, and I wanted to show you guys that, so I switched them out for that, and honestly it looks so good, so I was happy with that choice. I did have a little trouble with floor plan here though. It is, well, it's a square build, but I was trying to make it a little bit more interesting, and yeah, I think it comes together just fine. But for a little bit here you can see me in Struggle Town and it's like I had to extend the sunroom for there to actually be, you to be able to walk around it, and actually be able to have the kitchen table in there, because I actually make that sun porch a dining room. Yeah, it was Struggle Town. Yeah, and you know what? That whole day it was Struggle Town because I didn't realize that my microphone had just been switched from one program to the other, and that's why it wasn't recording my voiceovers on here, and I was getting so angry. And like, just little things, like I forgot the dogs were outside and they needed to come back inside. Not that it was hot or cold or anything, like, or too hot or cold for the dogs. It was actually a beautiful day. It's just my dogs are husky malamutes, and if you know that if you're a regular, but they are destructive. They are the sweetest, fluffiest, most awesome dogs ever, but they're jerks, and they destroy everything in their path, from my garden to $200 worth of brand new plants to $1,700 worth of hot tub cover to drywall on end. They are jerks. So yeah, I have to watch them when they're outside. I have to keep an eye on them when they're in the house upstairs. They just, they're walking fluff balls of destruction. So yeah, it's a problem. I think I like left the oven on as well, and like left doors unlocked. It was not a good brain day the other day when I was building this. So little did I know it'd be even worse today. Lord, God, I've got to go to the gym tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. I'm sore. I decided to try and challenge my mother-in-law to the 100 push-ups challenge, and I was like, oh, we should do and it's 100 push-ups a day for 30 days. And then I was like, oh, we should do the crunches and the sit-ups too, or the sit-ups and the squats as well. Learned something about myself. I cannot do 100 push-ups in a day. 10 was a struggle. Yeah. Squats I can do all day long, and I love squats, but not push-ups. And crunches weren't my friend either. So we're gonna push that off until February. We're gonna do 28 days. And I'm just gonna practice. I'm gonna get used to it the rest of this month. We've only got a few more days left. So, ooh, my book comes out today. So something you guys probably don't know about me, JK, I love the Me Before You book series. The movie was great. If I had not read the book first. There's so much that was changed in the movie. Even though the movie was amazing, I really enjoyed the movie. It just wasn't exactly like the book. And that was a problem because the book was just so perfect. Yeah. On a side note, this galley kitchen is like the prettiest galley kitchen I've ever made. Anyways, but the new one came out today, so I wonder if I got it. Did I order it on like a digital copy, or did I order a mailed out copy? I hope I got the mailed version of it, like the hard copy or the paper bag, because I like to read. I like books. I don't like reading something on a Kindle. Oh, here's me realizing. Yeah, there we go. Good thing is I had like one extra window here and there, so I could just scoot it over. But yeah, so the third book in the series, there's Me Before You, Me After You, and God, I've forgotten what the third one is. Let me look it up here real quick. But it comes out today, so that's one thing to celebrate. Let's see, Me Before You. Is it JoJo Myers that wrote these? Yeah, Moyers. Yeah. After You, Me Before You, and come on, show me the rest of the picture. Let's see, eBay. And the 1 plus, what? That's not right. That is not the right name. Actually, The Girl You Left Behind. I think that's it. I don't know. I'll let you guys know when I get it in. But I'm so excited. So if you've seen the movie, read the books. That's all I have to say on that subject. Just read the books. Here's my curtain struggle. Anyways, they are beautiful, and I'm kind of a sap and decided to bring it with me on a flight. I don't remember where we were going. I don't think it was Hawaii. I think it was like Vegas or Seattle. But I'm reading the second book, and I'm just sobbing in my seat. I mean, losing my utter mind. Just nasty, ugly cry, nose running, patheticness. And the woman in the seat in front of me turns around. I don't know if she was being nosy or if she was concerned, but she turns around and looks, and I just hold up the book, and she gives me this knowing look like, I understand, sweetheart, I've read it too. And just turns back around like, okay, I understand your reasoning. So I don't know what to expect from the third one. I don't want to give away any spoilers if you haven't read, the books, but I can't imagine there being any sort of sadness in this one. Like, this should be triumphant, and I don't know. Maybe I need to get on my Amazon Smile account and see if it's maybe that was what that Amazon email was that I ignored. Whoops. Yeah, yeah, my issues. And you know what's funny? I was so excited about that book, and I actually made fun of my friend because she's going back to get her master's in nursing, which is no reason to make fun of somebody, but she was going to be in practicum whenever this book came out. And which means and she has a full-time job as a nurse, and then she's going back to school for this, so she was gonna be busy, and I was like, haha, I'm gonna get to read this book while you're too busy making your brain hurt in physiology class or pharmacology or whatever it may be, because funny story, whenever you become a nurse practitioner, get your master's in nursing, you can write prescriptions, which means you have to understand what prescriptions are, and that's not a fun day. That's all I gotta say about that. It's your brain hurts real bad on those days. I remember doing pharmacology in college, and it was like half of what she's doing now, and my brain every day leaving that class was like, I quit, I give in, just put me out of my misery. I'm not gonna do this. I can't do it. That and physics, or not physics, I love physics, I tutored physics. Physiology and pharmacology were the two classes where I was like, I tap, I can't do it. Give me the dunce cap, it's too hard. So, what's funny is Dr. Nakamura at Murray State University, brilliant man, horrible teacher. There are plenty of reviews on his teaching. Brilliant man, really brilliant. Bad teacher. Anyways, I come to him and I'm like, I'm having a hard time with this. He had us do, what he did was he had online quizzes that we had to take until we got 100. And they were unrelated to the test that we'd take later in class. Like there was one online that you studied with, and there could be 10, there could be 200 questions. You never knew. But I was explaining to him that, I was having this trouble, and I had this huge class load on top of all of that. And it was a problem. So with this huge class load that I had, and then I wasn't passing the tests in class, and he looked at me, he goes, "Are you cheating?" I'm like, "I'm failing the test. How could I possibly be cheating?" And he's like, No, the online ones. And I'm like, no, I just can take them 100 times, because it was pass or fail. You either got 100% or you took the 0. So you just kept taking them until then. And I was like, I have 25 hours of classes. I have just as many things to do with anatomy class. I have anatomy lab. I have, this math class, and this, I had nutrition that semester, and I had I had a full class schedule. And he's like, why are you taking anatomy at the same anatomy is a prerequisite for my class. Why are you taking anatomy and physiology at the same time? That's why you're having a hard time. And first of all, why are you taking 25 hours during my, well, it's listed as only however many few hours it was listed at. It wasn't really a light class. It was more like taking a 10-hour class, and then the 3 or 5 hours that it was considered. So yeah, it was rough. And he was like, he just resigned, like that was the issue, that I was going to fail his class because I was dumb enough to allow the school to, make me take anatomy and physiology at the same time, when you're supposed to do anatomy one semester and physiology the next semester. Because while they go hand in hand, they don't go hand in hand. You're supposed to finish one, because what happens is you do everything in anatomy and then you stop there, and then you pick up in physiology where you left off, learning all these other things about the deeper side of the anatomy. So it was a crazy time. And that was no fun. But I'm trying to think of why I actually said or brought up my, nursing school woes, which I think that semester was really the semester where I was like, nursing's not for me. Nope, it's not for me. And I had nursing chemistry lab too. That was the other class, because that was nursing chemistry lecture and then lab. That one was a long class. Oh my lord, that was a long class. And Dr. Cox was amazing, and he was a really good teacher. I will say that. He was so funny. But he definitely was a great chemistry teacher, but because it was nursing chemistry, we all felt like, you know, it should have been tailored more to nursing. And because he gave us an equation the first day, and I am kind of a smart aleck, I think you guys have noticed, and he came up to the very tip top of the auditorium where myself and my friends were sitting, and I go, Dr. Cox, why are we working on an unfertilized embryo? And he's like, what? And I like looked, I showed him the math, and he's like, just do what I tell you to do. Don't question it. And that was our relationship with Dr. Cox for the rest of the semester. My friend who's actually getting her master's in nursing right now actually had like a Cosmo magazine with her, Cosmopolitan, and she would ask him if he'd like to read up on the article that we had out, and it was always like 10 ways to please your man, or 30 better ways to wax and stuff like that, and he would just turn beet red and be like, I so hate you guys. Because he was a very lovely man. He lived with his mom, which there's nothing wrong with that, but he just didn't have to deal with crappy people like myself and my best friend on a normal basis. Most people, respect their professors and would never say something like that. And she and I just aren't those kind of people, to be completely honest. We're terrible humans, so yeah. But we are coming up on the screenshots here in a second. It feels so good to laugh right now. You guys have no idea. Well, I'm sure you guys understand. It was so funny because whenever I found out, I was actually at the hospital with my grandpa. You guys know every Tuesday I take him up there to get his IV antibiotics, which, he's almost done with. He'll be done on the 31st. He is super excited about that. But he came out of the back room because you can only go back there when he has a doctor's appointment and not just the IVs. And he came out and I told him the news, and then he promptly spent the rest of the car ride home trying to cheer me up. And that's just, that's the beautiful person that my grandpa is. And he distracted me for a long time. I did feel bad because usually after I get done, or after we get back to his house from the doctor's office, I go in and I see my grandma and I hang out with her for a little bit. But I just was like, I can't handle it today. I've got to go home and see if maybe I need to head back to Kentucky to, help my friends out, because it was just, I still kind of feel like I want to be down there. Oh, you can see here, and I think I even show it off a little bit. Tony did ask if they look better, because I downloaded a change or an overlay for the washer and dryer so that they don't have the edges that are all funky on them around the the openings of the washer and the dryer. And you can definitely see here that it looks a lot better. Love it this way. So yeah, I'll be sticking with that. I took forever to figure out what I wanted to put next to this thing. Good Lord. Oh, anyways. Camera issues. Yay. Maxis, you really had to make them worse. But I just wanted to make this a super cute little laundry room up here. I am having fun having laundry rooms, mind you. So they'll probably continue to be in my builds. I will say, when the fire hit, I was pretty annoyed because once I got him cleaned up, he took a shower. It took 2 showers and 4 loads of laundry for my sim to finally be clean. And I was just done by that point. I was so upset. I did keep playing for a couple more hours, and I probably shouldn't have because I was exhausted this morning. I feel so bad. The whole drive up to the hospital with my grandpa, I was yawning and just, oh my God. I hate closing my eyes when I drive, but I can't help but close my eyes when I yawn. My poor grandpa is hard of hearing, so he's sitting there trying to listen to me, and I keep yawning, and it looks like I'm just yelling words at him, and I'm not. And he's just annoyed and kid, could you just focus here? Could you not be such a derp? Story of my life, though. I am a complete derp. I thought that lighting would look better on these beds, but I was wrong. But it still kind of feels like a teenager's room, or fun little thing. But I do intend for this family to have lots of kids, so you know what I wanted, though, for the guy to have 2 or 3 kids from a previous marriage instead. And I put this cat thing in. They don't have a cat yet either, so I don't know what I was doing there. But yeah, I just never gave him children from somebody else, and because I'm playing them as adults who have lost their significant others. There's no way in Create a Sim to like code that into the sim and how they would react between that. I wish you could do stuff like that. So Maxis, if you want a little bit more in-depth gameplay, you can do that. Screenshots are coming up. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out with me today. It made me feel a lot better. And like, if you liked, share, comment, and subscribe, and so you can see more of my face. Well, not my face, but my builds. Bye, guys.